Welcome students. Welcome in Department of Nanoscience and Nanotechnology. Class SYBSc Semester 3rd. Subject is NS 231 Physical Techniques for Synthesis of Nanomaterials. Paper 1st. Our chapter is Green Synthesis. In last lecture we studied biological synthesis of metal nanoparticles via plants and factors affecting biological synthesis of metal nanoparticles, in which we see the factors like influence of pH, influence of reactant concentration, influence of reaction time and influence of reaction temperature. In today's lecture we will see the topic like major nanoparticle synthesized by plant extracts and applications of nanoparticles and biologically inspired templates. Our topics are: first is major nanoparticles synthesized by plant extracts, in which first is gold and silver nanoparticles, second is copper and copper oxide nanoparticles, third is palladium and platinum nanoparticles, fourth is titanium dioxide and zinc oxide nanoparticles, and last is indium oxide, iron oxide, lead and selenium nanoparticles. Then next topic is applications of nanoparticles and biologically inspired template. We see one by one. First is major nanoparticle synthesized by plant extract, in which first is gold and silver nanoparticles. Gold nanoparticles have attracted significant interest due to their size, shape and surface properties. Because of these unique properties, gold nanoparticles have been investigated for potential applications in fields such as biosensors, hypothermia therapy, delivery platforms for therapeutic drugs and genetic substances, and as antibacterial drugs. Employing plants as biological factories has the potential to deliver an environmentally friendly source of gold nanoparticles via green chemistry based techniques. For example, thus have been able to synthesize spherical shaped gold nanoparticles approximately 20 nanometer using Nyctanthe Sarbor tristis, that is night jasmine flower extract, while Narayana and Saktivel were able to use Corianderum sativum, that is coriander leaf extracts, to produce gold nanoparticles ranging in size from 7 to 58 nanometer. The synthesized particles also had diverse shapes such as decahedral, spherical and triangular. Moreover, several studies have independently reported the synthesis of gold nanoparticles using a variety of plants sources such as the leaves and bark of Ficusca rica, Aeranthusa maranthoides and Putrangiva roxburghi. Likewise, studies by Armendariz have revealed that Avena sativa biomass produce gold nanoparticles ranging in size from 5 to 85 nanometer depending on reaction medium pH. The study also revealed a variety of shapes such as decahedral, hexagonal, icosahedral, irregular and rod shaped could be produced depending on reaction medium pH. Also in recent study by Poerner, Eucalyptus macrocarpa leaf extract could be utilized to synthesize gold nanoparticles. The results of this study revealed that spherical particles ranging in size from 20 to 80 nanometer were the main product. However, coexisting with the spheres were a variety of shapes such as hexagonal, pentagon and truncated triangles, all ranging in size from 50 to 100 nanometer. Historically, silver is well known for its antimicrobial activity, and as a result it is commonly used in variety of medical preparations against pathogens. For antimicrobial preparations, the size and high surface area to volume ratio of silver nanoparticles enables them to closely interact with the bacterial cell membranes. Recent antimicrobial studies have revealed that significant membrane damage and DNA toxicity can result from the interaction between silver nanoparticles via biosorption and cellular uptake. Among biological synthesis processes, plants are found to be more conductive and provide a faster pathway for manufacturing silver nanoparticles compared to conventional microbial processes. For example, Edison and Sethuraman have used Terminalia scabula, that is hurred fruit extract, to rapidly produce silver nanoparticles. Likewise, Poinar have also used Eucalyptus macrocarpa leaf extract to synthesize cubic silver nanoparticles ranging in size from 50 to 200 nanometer. Next is copper and copper oxide nanoparticles. Copper and copper oxide nanoparticles have been synthesized by variety of plant extracts. Copper nanoparticles have been biologically synthesized using magnolia leaf extract to produce stable nanoparticles ranging in size from 40 to 100 nanometer. Antimicrobial studies revealed that the copper nanoparticles have potential antibacterial activity against Escherichia coli cells, a common pathogen. Syzygium, that is clove extracts, can produce copper nanoparticles with a mean particle size of 40 nanometer and spherical to granular morphology. Copper nanoparticles can be synthesized using stem latex of Euphorbia niveolia common milkhead. These nanoparticles are coated and stabilized by peptides and terpenoids present in the latex. Nanoparticles are reported to be toxic to human adenocarcinomic alveolar basal epithelial cells, that is A549 cells. Furthermore, a study by Padil using Sterculia resans Caraya gum extract was able to synthesize highly stable spherical cuprous oxide nanoparticles with a mean particle size of 4.8 nanometer. Particles were found to have significant antimicrobial activity against common pathogens such as Escherichia coli and Staphylococcus aureus. Similar studies have also shown that copper oxide nanoparticles exhibit both antioxidant and antibacterial behavior. Next nanoparticles are palladium and platinum nanoparticles. Palladium nanoparticles were synthesized by Satish Kumar in 2009 using an extract of taken from C. zelianicum, that is cinnamon bark. Changing the bark extract concentration, reaction pH and temperature during synthesis was found not to influence particle size, that is 15 to 20 nanometer, and morphology. Palladium nanoparticles ranging in size from 75 to 85 nanometer have also been synthesized using Annona squamosa, that is custard apple peel extract, while the leaf extract of soya bean, that is Glycinemax, have been able to synthesize nanoparticles with a mean size of 15 nanometer. And even common commercial products like coffee arabica, that is coffee, and Camellia sinensis, that is tea extracts, have been utilized to synthesize palladium nanoparticles varying in size from 20 to 60 nanometer with phased centered cubic crystal symmetry. Moreover, when an extract taken from Gardenia jasminodes, that is Cape jasmine, was used to synthesize palladium nanoparticles, antioxidants such as geniposide, chlorogenic acid, crocins and crocetine were found to act as both reducing and stabilizing agents. Subsequent analysis revealed particle sizes ranged from 3 to 5 nanometer, and the study also found particle size was dependent on reaction temperature. The first synthesis of platinum nanoparticles was reported by Song in 2010 using a leaf extract taken from Diospyros kaki, that is persimmon. The resultant nanoparticles ranged in size from 2 to 12 nanometer and show that 90% of the platinum ions in solution were converted using a 10% concentration of leaf biomass at 95 degrees Celsius. A leaf extract taken from Ocimum sanctum, that is holy basil, has also been used to synthesize platinum nanoparticles with a mean particle size of 23 nanometer from aqueous chloroplatinic acid at a reaction temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. And recently, the biological synthesis of platinum nanoparticles with particle size and shape control has also been reported by using plant wood nanometer scale materials. For example, Koki have recently reported a one-pot synthesis technique for producing platinum and palladium nanoparticles using lignin isolated from red pine, that is Pinus resinosa. Next nanoparticles are titanium dioxide and zinc oxide nanoparticles. A number of plant extracts have been also been found to synthesize important metal oxide nanomaterials such as titanium dioxide and zinc oxide nanoparticles. For example, Rupon have found that Anonas squamosa could be used to effectively synthesize titanium dioxide nanoparticles, while Nictan thesarbor crisis leaf extracts have been found to produce spherical particles ranging in size from 100 to 150 nanometer, and Eclipta prostrata leaf extracts can produce particles ranging in size from 36 to 68 nanometer. Velaanthum have used to Catharanthusrosis leaf extract to biologically synthesize titanium dioxide nanoparticles. The resultant nanoparticles were irregular in shape and ranged in size from 25 up to 110 nanometer. Assessment of the resulting titanium dioxide suspension revealed that they were both adolicidal and larvicidal against Hippobasca maculate, that is Haematophagous fly, and Bovicoliosis sheep louse. The antibacterial and antioxidant properties of TiO2 nanoparticle synthesized via an extract from Pseudium guajava were evaluated against Aeromona hydrophila, then Proteus mirabilis, Escherichia coli, and Staphylococcus aureus and Pseudomonas aeruginosa pathogens. The nanoparticles were found to be most effective against Staphylococcus aureus and Escherichia coli. Furthermore, the antibacterial and antioxidant properties of nanometer scale and bulk TiO2 towards bacteria have also been examined and found to be deleterious towards a number of bacterial strains. Zinc oxide nanoformulation is an important biomedical and cosmetic product. The latex from Calotropis porcina has been used as both reducing and stabilizing agent. The synthesis of spherical shaped zinc oxide nanoparticles. While stable and spherical zinc oxide nanoparticles have been synthesized using aloe vera extract. In addition, crystalline polydispersed zinc oxide nanoparticles with a mean particle size of 72.5 nanometer were synthesized via Physalicea kekengi extract, and nanoparticle synthesized from Sedum alfredi were pseudospherical in shape with a mean particle size of 53.7 nanometer. A recent study by Vimala has shown the ability of green synthesized ZNO nanoparticles to be used as drug delivery platforms for doxorubicin, which highlights the importance of developing novel green chemistry based techniques for developing new sources of nanoparticles. And next particles are indium oxide, iron oxide, lead and selenium nanoparticles. A number of other types of metal and metal oxide nanoparticles have been biologically synthesized using variety of plants leaf extracts from aloe vera, that is Aloe barbadensis Miller, have been used to synthesize indium oxide nanoparticles. After initial synthesis, the precipitate was thermally treated between 400 to 600 degrees Celsius to produce the nanoparticles. The resultant spherical nanoparticle size was dependent on treatment temperature and ranged from 5 to 50 nanometer. Because of the importance of iron nanoparticles in a number of environmental remediation technologies, recent research has focused on green chemistry based methods to synthesize these Fe nanoparticles. For example, aqueous sorghum bran extracts have been used to biologically synthesize Fe nanoparticles at room temperature. Recently, Pattanayak were able to synthesize spherical Fe nanoparticles with a mean particle size of 100 nanometer via leaf extracts taken from Azadirachta indica, that is neem, and a short time ago Shah were able to synthesize Fe nanoparticles via extracts taken from plants such as Euphorbia milli, Tridax procumbens, Tinospora cordifolia, Datura inoxia, Calotropis spocera, and Symbopogoncitratus, that is lemongrass tea. Smallest spherical nanoparticle size range, that is 13 to 21 nanometer, were synthesized from the stem extract taken from Euphorbia milli, and the widest size range 43 to 342 nanometer occurred for particles synthesized using leaf extracts taken from Symbopogoncitratus. Other significant metallic nanoparticles that have been biologically synthesized include lead and selenium. In the case of Pb nanoparticles, Joglekar were able to use the latex from Jatropha curcus to synthesize spherical shaped particles ranging in size from 10 to 12.5 nanometer. Recently, Sasidharan were able to synthesize selenium nanoparticles using the extracts taken from the peel of Citrus reticulata to produce spherically shaped particles with a mean particle size of 70 nanometer. Then next topic is applications of nanoparticles and biologically inspired templates. The continually developing field of nanotechnology is expected to require a significant amount of optimized and functional nanomaterials. A wide range of conventional physicochemical processes has been used in the recent past to synthesize a wide variety of metal nanoparticles. These nanoparticles have been used in a diverse range of applications such as biosensor, targeted drug delivery platforms, diagnostics and therapeutics, cancer treatments, pesticides and antimicrobials. However, nanoparticles produced by environment-friendly biological entities have only been exploited in relatively few practical applications. Silver nanoparticles have attracted considerable research interest due to its inherent antimicrobial activity, and as a result it is already used as an antimicrobial agent in a wide range of commercially available medical and consumer products. Another emerging application of nanoparticles and silver nanoparticles in particular is in crop protection and the management of agricultural plant diseases. Recent studies by Vivek have demonstrated the antifungal effects of silver nanoparticles. Furthermore, silver nanoparticles can be used to control a number of plant pathogens in a safer way compared to conventional fungicides, and these metallic silver nanoparticles have also been found to be active against cancer cells and plasmodial pathogens. Traditionally, gold has been used in several medical applications. Gold nanoparticles have attracted significant interest over the last decade as a medicinal material in treatment of tumors. For example, gold nanoparticles have the ability to passively accumulate in tumors due to their size, and because of their unique optical and chemical properties can be used in thermal treatment procedures. Moreover, studies have shown that biocompatible gold nanoparticles can be successfully used as carrier platforms for the targeted delivery of anti-cancer drugs, thus improving delivery and minimizing treatment durations and side effects. Studies have also shown that gold nanoparticles are effective antibacterial agents against a number of bacterial strains, while copper and copper oxide nanoparticles have also been found to be strong antimicrobial agents, and their disinfecting properties against a number of infectious organisms means they can be used as an effective bactericide material to coat hospital equipment. Platinum nanoparticles have the potential to be used in water electrolysis applications. TiO2 nanoparticles, because of their antibacterial activity, have been used in antibacterial coatings and wastewater disinfection processes, while ZNO nanoparticles display good antibacterial activity and have been used in food packaging and wastewater treatments. Moreover, template assisted fabrication using biological entities permits the creation of more complex self-assembled structures at both of nanometer and micrometer scale. Bacteria, bacteriophages and viruses are attractive assembles for manufacturing one-dimensional structures into ordered arrays. For example, the tobacco mosaic virus has been used to assemble gold, silver and platinum nanoparticles, and filamentous bacteriophages have been used to form silica fibers and nanotubes. These nanometer scale entities are very effective templates for forming well-ordered one-dimensional assemblies, while entities such as silk sericin have been used to form nanofibrous networks that direct the formation of needle-like hydroxyapatite particles and promote osteogenic properties of human bone marrow cells, while magnetically controlled guidance of biomolecules via iron oxide nanoparticles has been able to produce high-order 3D arrays used to support stem cell growth. Furthermore, films incorporating gold nanoparticles have been assembled from genetically engineered bacteria and filamentous viruses to produce CDS quantum dots and colorimetric sensors. Recent studies by Wang have demonstrated that viral nanofibers decorated with magnetic iron oxide nanoparticles can be used for the detection of human serum antibody biomarkers. Nanoparticles and nanoparticle constructed structures have the potential to be used in wide variety of applications as discussed above, especially if they can be synthesized using biological entities that can ensure clean, non-toxic and eco-friendly methods of production. Thank you.